There is a red alert being sent out to every existing and remaining illegal immigrant and criminal inside the USA. The government is coming for you. We're going to see a lot of fallout from this on the streets as the left and the right sides of politics attempt to divide the American populace over this. Let's listen to what the Border Control Commander has to say about what's about to happen.
If he's pleased that he thinks operations are being ratcheted down, well, just the opposite is going to occur, Sandra. We're ratcheting operations up in Chicago. And let me tell you a little bit. My team and I have spent 2 months in Chicago. What's happening there it's beyond the pale. That's a very corrupt system in Chicago, whether it's those elected leaders like Pritzker or those out of control judges. Chicago needs some attention. We're not going anywhere out of Chicago. So you're going to see some very...
As you look at this image in front of you, I want you to take yourself back 10 years. If you would have seen a militarized force discussing going into a region of the United States of America, naming the politicians as corrupt and criminal in their organization's entity, and how they were going to go in federally and root out that corruption and send everyone to jail and kick people out of the country and put them in deportation depots, you would have said, no, we're already in the middle of civil war. But that's simply not the case. This is just step one. Now, when we do see Civil War II break out across the United States, you're going to need a lot as far as a prepper. You're going to need an absolutely massive amount of self-defense capability. So a force multiplier is anything that takes you as an individual and multiplies, whether it's your eyes, it might multiply your ears, or it might multiply your ability to reach out and touch someone who's trying to cause you harm. The step that you need to take today in the stage that we are in right now is definitely surveillance. Information gathering and surveillance are going to be what leads the next part of this, the survivors and those who die in the crisis. So you do need that surveillance edge. You need to be able to have a backup to your backups, whether you have Wi-Fi and you need to get 3G, 4G, 5G cell SIM card surveillance. You might need infrared surveillance around the house. You definitely need something that is online and something that is offline. And then you need to have tiered trips. So your first place might be the edge of your driveway where you have an alert that says somebody came on the driveway. And you can put it up on a decorative post so it doesn't look like anything crazy. I think they sell these little owl box ones on Amazon. And then that's your first trip. You get the alert, you're like, oh, something's on the driveway. Well, maybe it's just a mailman, maybe it's something else. And then you have a second trip coming up to your porch. And then your surveillance cameras kick in and tell you something's there. And now you have the ability to see it before it reaches you. So those are just a few of the steps that you need to start taking in this.
I know that there are a lot of people out there, Sean, who are saying things are expensive. And we have to remember they're expensive because we inherited this terrible inflation crisis from the Biden administration. But you've already seen signs that things are getting better. The price of eggs has gone way down. The price of energy has gone way down. The price of gasoline has gone way down. And as we know, when the price of energy goes down, that starts to filter out into the entire economy. But that also takes a little bit of time. There's another component of this, Sean, which to me is maybe the most important because I care so much about our young people being able to afford a good life. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had.
What do you think about J.D. Vance's opinionated move to back the American immigration defensive? So they're saying that the housing issue is because of illegal immigration, and yes, that is a factor of it, but the biggest problem is still the existing hedge fund investment agency takeover of private house ownership. That's much larger of a problem than the immigration issue. And unfortunately, they get their kickbacks on each side of the government from these agencies. So you'll probably never see anything done in that regard.
Rico, I want to present to you a check and say thank you from the American people. Appreciate it. Ashley, thank you.
This is Kristi Noem handing out $10,000 bonus checks to the TSA agents who did not call out sick during the shutdown. They held their guard. Everybody who did call in sick or took their time off, they were called unpatriotic by the administration. There's definitely going to be fallout from that. This is a video reportedly showing a suspected illegal recording themselves hiding in the backseat of a vehicle, evading ICE agents. There's a little bit of music playing in it, so I can't play that music. But you can see they are in the vehicle. The vehicle starts going. They're taken out of the area. And they reportedly evade the agents. If America isn't in its downfall, if it's not way past its peak, I don't think this video could change your mind.
Open the door, place their infant inside, take the orange bag, which has resources for mom, shut the door, and literally just walk away. Baby will be in the box for right about 2 minutes on average. The longest time a baby has ever been in our box is 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and that was at a fire station where they were out on a fire. So you can see how quickly we get back to these babies. So see, one and done.
One and done. Have a baby, drop it off, walk away.
President Trump is the friend of the forgotten American. Obesity is a disease of poverty, overwhelmingly. And these drugs have only been available for people who have wealth. At one point, the majority...
This is the health directorate. This is Robert Kennedy Jr. He says that new dietary guidelines that are going to be pushed by the Trump administration are going to ban ultra-processed foods, and I am 1,000% for that. It's going to ease restrictions on saturated fats, and I am also for that. They say it will transform what America's soldiers, the entire military, and school children eat, and I am for that. They have proven that the poison they have allowed, and I've got another video coming up here. Let me see if I can find it real quick, that shows you when you walk into a grocery store, this is what you're actually eating.
Guarantee you'll see the grocery store different after you watch this video. We're going to make some cheese quesadillas. This cheese has 24 ingredients in it, and these tortillas have 47 ingredients in them. That is 71 ingredients. We're going to turn those tortillas into tacos. So we're going to add another 12 ingredients, including corn syrup, cornstarch, and soybean oil. We're going to add some taco sauce, which is 11 more ingredients, and your choice of red meat or not as red as the red meat. If you accidentally grab the wrong food in the grocery store, you're eating 95 ingredients for just tacos.
So 95 ingredients, ultra-processed foods, poisons, chemical stabilizers, demolding agents, sticky agents, everything that they can throw into it, byproducts of industry. You're eating 100 different ingredients for what should be a 5-ingredient meal. And they wonder why we are sick and poisoned inside of our country.
But now Putin has started making incursions, into the NATO borders.
Exactly.
So the one thing I can tell you is the U.S. is not going to get involved with troops or any of that. We will sell the Europeans weapons, and then the Europeans can pass them on to Ukraine. President Trump wants this war to end. He's said several times yesterday he thought it would be the easiest one to end. President Putin has made it clear that he just keeps escalating, and
So that's the Treasury Secretary discussing the militarization of NATO countries, saying that we will not send our troops in for these border incursions. Instead, we're going to give them the weapons to shoot down the Russian planes themselves. So there is a little bit of an escalation there, and definitely a little bit of warmongering happening.
Restoring the republic look like? I know that's basically the overall goal over this 4-year term for President Trump. You're a big player in that. So what does that mean, and how do you restore the republic?
When President Trump talks about restoring the republic, he means restoring a country in which the fundamental loyalty and allegiance we have is to the American citizen who does everything right. And that's why the system has been such a travesty for so long, is that the people who, they work hard in a job that perhaps is thankless, nobody's appreciating them. They earn enough money
So restoring the republic is going to be something you start to hear a lot more about. It's the new sovereignty and territorial integrity. We're going to keep watching these events unfold here at Full Spectrum Survival, and you're part of this family, so I want to thank you for everything that you do. Make sure you check back at 2 p.m. this afternoon, and if you see a button called Hype, please click it. It helps get this video out to other people. From my family to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.